An alleged fraud of such audacity, such tenacity, that it boggles the mind.
Are you a fraud? Because it seems like everything you're saying to me is either evasive or an outright lie.
By the way, anyone who thinks that kid is a doctor needs to see a doctor.
Malachi Love Robinson, aka the person who was able to open a medical clinic, treat people, and hire doctors all at the age of 18 and without any medical degrees.
Anyone that wants to portray me as a bad person, by all means. I haven't broken the law.
But who is this kid, and how did he get the money to open his own clinic and get away with pretending to be a doctor?
This is no average 18-year-old.
The police report says he was walking around the halls in a doctor's coat.
So this whole fiasco starts in 2015 when Malachi was caught in a pregnant woman's room supposedly pretending to be a doctor. How anyone would fall for this, I don't know. This guy doesn't look a day over 15. But apparently he was roaming the halls of this hospital for 1 month before he was caught, wearing a doctor's coat with anesthesiologist stitched into it. Of course he disputes any claims of pretending to be a doctor.
You're saying you weren't posing as a doctor?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I requested to shadow some physicians. Next thing I know, cops are there.
But this little bump in the road didn't stop this fake doctor from his antics. In fact, his biggest scheme was yet to come.
It's not every day you find someone who's mentally capable to take on the role of wanting to be a physician at my age.
After getting off scot-free from the roaming the halls situation, he thought it would be a good idea to open his own clinic. Because, you know, if you can't fake being a doctor in someone else's clinic, why not open your own? And so he does it. He somehow finds an investor to give him $10,000. The backer putting down the money because Malachi showed him his PhD certificates.
I said, man, you look kind of young. And then he told me, he was like, I'm 18, 19 years old. And that's when I was like, so how'd you do this? And he explained to me homeschooling. He took some courses online. He showed me his degrees, which we hung up on the wall.
So after securing this investment at the age of 18 and with no real training, he opens his medical clinic.
This is the New Birthing Life Medical Center. Brand new, we've just gotten everything done and ready and started.
He was even able to get approved to accept insurance and Medicaid, providing holistic naturopathic services such as acupuncture and foot detoxing.
The teen who goes by Dr. Love does advertise an array of treatments on his medical center website, including phototherapy, food and air therapy, and naturopathy.
And was running this whole operation until ABC News caught wind of this.
Last month, he proudly showed off his medical center to local WPBF reporter Terry Parker.
The reporter was shown around the clinic, got the whole tour, and then Malachi even accepted to do an interview.
And so many physicians, they speak to me, and they're just in awe. And it's not because I'm a great person, not because I'm some miracle from heaven sent. It's just because I have a passion for helping people.
In this interview, he exudes so much confidence in his lies that it almost convinces you.
I specialize in naturopathic medicine. That is what I do. I don't think any board or any community or any healthcare system would just allow someone to rent a building, allow someone to put up license and not question whether these things are real.
Until the interviewer starts to pull out the facts.
Which institutions did you go to get your degrees?
I don't want you to disclose it.
Also online, you list your specialty as OB/GYN, as well as practicing natural childbirth. Your sign says Dr. Malachi Love, MD. And if you fill out a simple application with your experience and send it in with a check for $285, you too can get a certificate saying you're a PhD or board certified.
And so as the lies start to pile up, it's clear from this interview that he's a fraud.
Well, you say that you've had experience shadowing these physicians, but you won't name them. You're only 18, so somehow between 14 and 18, you've got these years of experience. You're providing no evidence that you've done any of these things, Malachi.
But he isn't actually doing any real danger, right?
The fact that he is saying that he robbed that old lady, that's what's bothering me.
Well, later, it was found out that one of these patients who came into the clinic was 86-year-old Anina Morrison.
Police say he treated her recently for severe stomach pain.
Love Robinson examined her, listened to her heart and her lungs. And as for her stomach pain, he said he would treat it with vitamins. Love Robinson stole more than $30,000 from Morrison.
But as most scams, this all came crashing to the ground.
How do you feel now that all the people that believed in you, that thought, you knew what you were talking about.
In 2016, he was arrested on 7 charges, including multiple accounts of fraud, grand theft, and was sentenced to 3.5 years in jail. To me, this is such a fascinating story because it amazes me how crafty and confident this young 18-year-old guy was, somehow being able to convince an investor, open a clinic, and treat actual people. I mean, at 18, I was playing Hunger Games in Minecraft, and you might think that's all the story has to offer. In an interview, Malachi even admitted to faking being a doctor.
I 100% regret what I've done. And the reason being is that because, number one, I've messed my life up, a great deal.
But you would be wrong.
Malachi Love Robinson is now 23 and is once again accused of stealing thousands, this time from a shipping company in Delray Beach.
In 2021, he found a job at a shipping company and ended up diverting funds to the company into his own personal bank account.
Delray police say he stole more than $10,000 from the company
and was charged with fraud and ended up in jail again. And it's so sad to see someone who's clearly mature and bright for his age continue down this path of fraud and crime. And I hope one day he can find a legitimate way to make money and maybe study to be an actual doctor.
As a kid, I think it's always been my dream, to be a physician. I guess the bigger picture was seeing the smiles, people thinking that you are something that you're not.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and you might like this video as well.